Hey guys, so today I'm going to be doing a one brand tutorial using all NYX products, and some of these things I have purchased this week or last week, and it's funny because I didn't really think I was going to have to buy that much to do a NYX one brand tutorial, but then I realized that almost everything that I do have a lot of NYX, but most of it is liquid lipsticks and lip liners. Alright, so let's get started then. Last week I bought the NYX Studio Perfect Photo Loving Primer. So I'm going to start with that. And I like to use my fingers to apply primer because I find that if I use a brush, I end up using too much. And this is just a traditional silicone type primer. These kind of primers usually work pretty well for me. I have to make sure that I get right in these corners here, because those areas of my face have a tendency to get really dry. Okay, and then I'm going to use the NYX Total Control Drop Foundation, and my shade is Light. I'm just looking here. There it is, okay. And this is liquidy, and you got to make sure that you shake it every time because the different ingredients in there have a tendency to separate just a little bit. So you want to shake it up really good. And I'm going to use the NYX brush in number 22. This is the brush that they marketed to go with the foundation, but I pretty much use this for all my foundations now, unless they're really, really thick. This works good with liquidy foundations. If they're really thick, then I wouldn't use this, but works really great with this particular foundation and anything that's super liquidy. So this is an eye drop applicator. So I'm just going to bring some up into the eyedropper and then put a little bit on the brush and work that in. It's funny because when I first got this foundation, I thought it was going to be crazy pigmented and that you were only going to need a little bit to do your whole face. And I don't find that's the case. I feel like this is no more concentrated than any other foundation that I worked with. It's really liquidy. I thought it was going to be more like the NARS All Day Luminous foundation that is crazy concentrated, that you can only use just a few drops to do your whole face. Otherwise you look like a big cakey mess. But no, this is just like any other foundation. It's not super concentrated. This isn't like for mixing. This is just a straight up regular regular foundation, excuse me. I've really been loving these one brand tutorials. It's so fun to use every single category for one brand because there are a lot of things that I've just never tried, certain brands in certain categories, so it's really been fun to, you know, see what the products are like from certain brands of categories that I haven't tried. And this I just got yesterday. This is the NYX HD Studio Photogenic Concealer, and I got it in the shade Fair. And this comes in a lot of shades, so no matter what your skin tone is, I think you would find something that worked really well. And let's see, my Sephora concealer brush. Oh, good. I was worried that this might be a little bit too light, but seems to be fine. I was torn between this and there was another shade even lighter than this. And I was like, no, that didn't have any color at all. But yeah, bravo to the shade range on this NYX. You did a good job. Because a lot of times I think, you know, people feel like there just aren't enough choices for concealer. There's more skin tones in the world than just light, medium, and dark, you know? Okay, so yeah, I like that. And then I think it was last week I got this NYX No Filter Finishing Powder in the shade Porcelain. This, they didn't have that many shades on, so this was the closest match. This is very yellow, so that was my concern.
It's 9 o'clock.
And I've been using a flat makeup sponge to apply my powder lately. So I'm going to take a clean one out of here because the one that I opened in yesterday's video I used with that powder, which was much darker than this. So I want to kind of keep the tone the same on for the powder, for the sponge. So I'm just going to put some of this on and then pat it or press it into my skin. Most people use a brush to apply their powder, and honestly, this works so much better. Pressing it into your skin with a sponge. Try it. These sponges are really inexpensive, so you'll only, if you don't like it, you'll only be out like $2 and change, I think it was, for those. I just feel like the end result looks much better than with a brush. If you like loose powder though, then yeah, a brush would be your best bet. If you have a beauty blender or some type of sponge similar to a beauty blender, you can use those, but I find that because this is completely flat, it's a little easier to press it. But you know, if you don't want to buy anything special, you can use one of those. Now, I don't think this is going to fit in here. Oh, it does. Great. Because sometimes they don't. Okay, so... Ooh, that's lighter than my body. Damn it, I was afraid of that. Yeah, this powder is too light for me. Shoot. Well, so the only thing I can really do then at this point is to take a bronzer and try to darken it up, because that is clearly lighter than the rest of the skin of my body, and I don't want to look like I'm wearing a mask all day, so let me go grab a bronzer. Okay, so I just want to darken my face up a little bit, not very much. So I grabbed 3 things that I thought might work, and I thought maybe we could take a look at each one. I don't have anything by NYX that I think would work that well. I think I have some NYX bronzers, but they're a little too dark, I think, to do what I'm trying to do here. So this is one of the things that I grabbed. This is Physicians Formula Butter Bronzer, and this is the light one. So that might work. And then I've got this e.l.f. Contouring Blush and Bronzing Powder. That could work too. And then I've got this Wet n Wild Reserve Your Cabana Bronzer. And that's not going to give me any color at all. That looks more like a setting powder. Okay, so the Physicians Formula or the e.l.f. I think the Physicians Formula might do the job. That looks like it's going to be the closest thing to just darken me up a little bit. And then I'm going to need a big fluffy brush. So I'm going to take this e.l.f. Studio powder brush, and hopefully this will be dark enough God, I love the smell of this. They have highlighters now, you know. Physicians Formula butter highlighters, and they added new blush colors to the butter blushes. All right, that's a little better. Still though, okay, that's a little better. Okay, so yeah, that powder's not gonna work for me. It's way too light. And that was not the lightest shade either. That was the second lightest shade. Wow. Okay, so the powder was a fail then, just because of the color, not because of the powder itself. All right, now, the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to use this NYX Wonder Stick in the shade light/medium. This is a highlight and contour, and I'm just going to use the contour side. So it's just a creamy contour stick. And I'm going to take this BH Cosmetics 128 brush, and I'm going to buff some of that onto the brush. And this is going to be my contour. I love the tone of this. It's just a really nice cool tone contour. And for blush, I have this NYX HD Blush in Nude'tude. And considering how pale my face came out, this will actually show up. I'm going to use a Sephora Flawless Airbrush in number 56 to apply it. So I'm just going to press my brush. I'm not going to swipe it. I'm just going to press it in because I don't want tons of color. These blushes are fairly pigmented. It depends on which shade you get. So I'm just doing this really natural kind of peachy tan sort of blush color today. Then for my highlight, I'm going to go into the NYX Highlight and Contour Pro Palette. This is a piece of paper that I taped to the inside of the cover so that I would know what the names of the products were, because they're on the back of here, and in order to get these out, you have to kind of pry them out. So you can buy refills now for this palette, and they just snap into place. So yeah, if I had used any of these bronzers down here, I think it would have been too much. I think it would have darkened me up a little bit too much. Maybe I could have used this tan shade right here, but I would have had to have been very, very careful. So anyways, for highlighter today, I think I'm going to use this one. This one is called Soft Light, and I'm going to use this Real Techniques highlighting brush. So I'm just going to go right across the top of my cheekbones and then up my temples just a little bit. and that's going to be my highlight shade. Okay, and I picked this up yesterday. This is the HD High Definition Eyeshadow Base. They had 2 left, and they were shoved way in the back of the fixture. I almost got my hand stuck in the fixture, trying to reach my fingers way in the back to get at them. But I got one. There's still one way in the back stuck there, but I've heard good things about this, so I'm just going to apply this directly onto my eye and then blend it out with my finger. So I've never used this before, but like I said, I've heard good things about this, so I thought I would try this. And I can feel it setting up quickly. So I guess you have to work fast with this. Okay, and then for eyeshadows today, I'm going to start with the highlight shadow. I don't normally use a matte highlight color, brow bone highlight, but I'm going to use something really shimmery on the lids, so to sort of counterbalance that, I am going to go matte for a brow bone highlight. This is a NYX Nude Matte Shadow in the shade I Have a Headache, and it's just a very light beige color. And I'm just going to use this e.l.f. contour brush to apply it. Okay, brow bone highlight is in place. And next, I am going to go back to the NYX Wonder Stick in light medium, and I'm going to use that contour for my crease shade. I really, really like this color. I'm going to use a NYX brush in number 13, and just like I did with my face contour, I'm going to put some on the brush. And then I'm going to put that right in the crease. This is such a great shade for a crease color. And this is going on very nice over that eyeshadow base. Okay, so I'm just slowly building this up to the right intensity. Alright, and for my lid shade, I'm going to use one of the NYX Prismatic eyeshadows. This is in the shade Bedroom Eyes, and I would describe this as a bronzy type shade. It's really, really pretty. I'm going to use a MAC 239 shader brush to apply this. Yeah, this is a gorgeous color. All the Prismatic eyeshadows, it's such a nice line of eyeshadows. They're just all stunning. I know some of you have told me that you actually have every single color in these. I like them too, but There's some colors that I just know that, you know, I wouldn't end up using them that often, so I just tried to get the ones that I felt like were a little more practical. But this is definitely one of my favorites. Okay, now I'm going to pick up that brush that I used with the bronzer, and I'm just going to blend that with that bronzer. Like that. I think I'm going to, okay, so I did the other one off camera just to save a few seconds. Now I'm going to take this small Zoeva pencil brush and I'm going to run some of that Bedroom Eyes shadow just under my lash line. And I'm going to use a NYX Slide On Glide On eyeshadow in Golden Bronze. When I bought this, I had no idea that I was going to end up using it as much as I have used it. So it's been way more practical than I thought it would be. So that's what it looks like. And it needs to be sharpened, and of course I'm not going to do that on screen. Okay, pencil sharpened. And I'm going to go right on the lower lash line. Yeah, this is a really nice alternative to like brown. If you usually use brown, try a bronze eyeliner. Just a little something different and unexpected. And this has shimmer in it, so I'm not going to do my top line because sometimes shimmer on the top irritates my eyes. Okay, so the next thing I'm going to do is curl my lashes. And I'm going to try out a new mascara. I don't know that I've ever tried a mascara by NYX before. I don't remember ever getting one. I may have, but I looked at them and I researched them and I tried to figure out what I would like based on what I read. Here's what I ended up getting. This is the NYX Stacked Lush Lashes Mascara. This is what it looks like. From what I can tell, the only place you can buy this, actually this whole line of mascaras, because they have like, oh my gosh, 6 or 7 in this whole line of mascaras, is at Ulta. I've never seen them anywhere else. Or of course you can get them from the NYX website. So here's what the wand looks like. So it has really short bristles on one side, and then it has bristles that are a little bit longer on the other side. So let's give this a go. I'm going to start at the bottom. I'm going to dip it back in to do the top. Now here's where I'm really going to be able to tell what I think of this. Seems to coat the lashes pretty well. You don't get a ton of product on the brush bristles when you dip it in, so there's no clumping, but yet you get enough to do what you need to do. I'm going to re-dip it again. Seems to be working pretty well. Yeah, I don't think I've ever tried a NYX mascara before. I vaguely recall buying one now, and I think it was a fiber mascara. I don't like fiber mascaras. They irritate the heck out of my eyes. The little fibers always end up in my eyes, and yeah, I can't deal with fiber mascaras. All right, I like this a lot. Coated my lashes really well and didn't clump up. Very nice. I'm so glad. I really never heard anybody talk about any of these mascaras, so I didn't know what to expect. So yeah, it says clump-free volume and length mascara. So that's the NYX Stacked Mascara. So I'm going to look up just so you can get a better look at how the mascara did. Okay, so the next thing I'm going to do is my brows, and I already had this, but the color is probably going to be too light now. This is the NYX Microbrow Pencil in the shade Ash Brown. So this might be too light now, but we shall see. I haven't used this in quite a while. Okay, I can tell this is going to take a long time to do because it's a small, thin pencil and the shade is kind of light. So I'll shut off the camera and then we can decide whether it's going to work or not. Wow, that took forever to do. I'm so glad I didn't make you sit through that. Yeah, it's a little light for my hair color right now. So I don't know. Should I go get some of the brow product and darken it up just a little bit? I think I will. Hold on while I go find something else. Okay, yeah, I'm gonna, this LA Girl Brow Kit in medium, I'm just gonna add, oops, that was the tweezers and applicator. I'm gonna add some of this. Now this looks like it would be way too light, but it's not. I'm just gonna put a little bit of that powder over this and then I'll be back in a sec. Well, that ended up working out nicely because the NYX pencil took the place of like a brow wax, so the powder had something to cling on to. So that worked out okay. By the way, I was saying in a video not too long ago that I don't use the wax in kits, but I started doing it the other day and I do kind of like that. So I probably will start using the brow wax that comes in kits more often. Alright, so the only thing left then is lips. So I get to use my NYX Lip Primer because this is a NYX video. And you guys know I love this. And that just makes your lip product that you put over it go on better, stay better. It's less likely to go outside the lines, and a lot of times you can just skip using a lip liner if you use a lip primer. And I'm going to use the NYX Lip Lingerie in Bustier because this is my newest NYX lip acquisition. And I do kind of like this color. It's like a dusty mauve. This has got some warmth to it, so it kind of goes good with the bronzy type eye that I did. Alright, I'm going to take my hair down and be right back. Okay, so that is the finished look, and if you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up. If you're not subscribed already, please hit that subscribe button, and I will see you in the next video. Bye. Thanks for watching.